So in today's video, we're gonna criticize Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin space company, alright? If you don't know who Jeff Bezos is, well, he's the guy behind Amazon, and I don't need to explain what Amazon is. Basically, the reason I'm kind of pissed off towards, Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin, it's not because of their space company. In fact, I'm actually kind of glad that, SpaceX has some competition. But what I don't like about Jeff Bezos is that he's not fair, right? And he's just slowing down the advancement of technology to put humans back on the moon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, NASA is coming back with this brand new moon mission. It's called Artemis. If you don't know what Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo, and the Apollo missions were very famous for putting humans on the moon and coming back. Basically, what the whole plan with Artemis is to first they're gonna have a test mission with the SLS rocket sometime in October or November, so literally 2 or 3 months from now. They're going to take this rocket and they're going to fly around the moon, and then the capsule's going to come back, and that's going to be like a test run of the whole SLS. Next year, they're going to build a space station orbiting around the moon. This space station will be called the Gateway. Basically, what's going to happen is that when this SLS rocket's going to take off, it's going to have astronauts on it, and this Orion capsule, which is the name of this capsule, will dock with the space station. Then what they're going to do is aboard the space station, attached to the space station, will be another spacecraft. They'll take this spacecraft to go down to the bottom of the moon, not the bottom of the moon, but to the surface of the moon. And that's when they're going to build a lunar, moon base, basically, right? And what NASA decided is that companies are going to be the ones who are actually going to be the ones building the landers for the moon mission, right? So there were several companies, and the companies that were chosen in the final round of selecting is SpaceX, Dynamics, I think I pronounced that right, and then Blue Origin, right? And SpaceX is, everyone knows who SpaceX is, right? They have reusable rockets. They're currently working on Starship, and they're gonna be doing their first orbital flight test of Starship somewhat soon, actually. So I can't wait to see that when it happens. Jeff Bezos' company, Blue Origin, they didn't perform any orbital flight tests. Instead, what they did is that they did a suborbital flight of their tourist rocket, New Shepard, and then Dynamics is Dynamics. I don't know too much about them, but each of them had a different lunar lander concept. SpaceX is going to use their lunar Starship, which is basically like Starship, but the difference with this Starship will not be coming back to Earth, right? In fact, this Starship doesn't even have flaps. It doesn't have a heat shield. It's not designed to come back to Earth. Once it's in space, it's staying in space, right? It's not coming back to Earth safely, right? It can re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, but it will probably burn up and get destroyed, right? Right. This is only made to take humans from the orbiting space station around the moon to the surface of the moon and back up again, right? It's not really made to be that fancy, right? And you know what? I totally believe that they don't even need the space station, right? The Orion capsule can probably just dock with the lunar Starship and, they're good, right? They don't really need to build another space station, but if NASA wants to do that, they should do that. In fact, I totally believe that they should just disregard the whole Artemis program and just use Starship to put humans on the moon, because Starship by itself is totally capable on putting humans on the moon. Like, it doesn't need a special lunar variant, in my own personal opinion. Sure, it's going to cause more craters on the moon, and it's probably damage the engines, but yeah, it's definitely is capable of taking humans to the moon and back without the SLS program, but I'm not really talking about that. But what really pisses me off is how Blue Origin responded to this, right? Recently, back in April, NASA chosen SpaceX, right? And let's be honest, Why wouldn't they choose? Why wouldn't they choose SpaceX? Right? Why wouldn't they? Right? Honestly, SpaceX has done missions for NASA. Right? They've done missions. They actually took humans. They actually brought Americans back to the ISS. Right? Because before SpaceX, they had to rely on Russia to actually take humans from American soil. Well, not American soil, but that's how they took humans from, not humans, that's how they took Americans from Earth to the International Space Station, was through Russia. But now we have the Falcon 9, so they can rely on a company to take us to, you know, the space station instead of a foreign nation, right? So I'm super happy about that, right? So I'm pretty excited about that, and what they did is NASA selected SpaceX to take humans back to the moon, and chose SpaceX's Starship to put humans back on the moon. Blue Origin was not happy, and what they did, do you know what they did? They filed a complaint. They filed a complaint to the U.S. government. So that's halted work on the lunar Starship, right? And recently, NASA and the U.S. government said, Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos, you're bad. You're inexperienced at spaceships. You're bad at everything. The only thing you're not bad at is Amazon or whatever else. We're giving the contract to NASA. And Jeff Bezos, like the child like he is, decided to throw a fit about it, right? Like Caillou, right? Like, honestly, Jeff Bezos is Caillou, just all grown up, because Caillou bald, Jeff Bezos bald. Makes perfect sense to me, right? It's 100% confirmed. Jeff Bezos is Caillou, alright? So, Jeff Bezos throws a massive tantrum about it, right? And sues NASA again, right? Sues NASA. Instead of filing a complaint, he just sues NASA. Dude, I just don't understand. Just take the L, Jeff Bezos. Like, you didn't earn this contract. Put something in orbit. Keep in mind, SpaceX actually puts stuff in orbit. In fact, they have a massive satellite satellite constellation giving people internet now. I just don't understand. And Jeff Bezos hasn't put anything in orbit. In fact, their knockoff version of Starlink, they're actually putting it on a rocket not made by them to put stuff in orbit, right? The only rocket they made is New Shepard. Yes, we have New Glenn, but New Glenn, we have not seen any images of New Glenn, right? And apparently it's stainless steel, which sounds like a ripoff of Starship, not gonna lie. But, I don't know, it's just kind of stupid. And I am so glad that, that SpaceX has been chosen. Honestly, Jeff Bezos, please just stop. You just take the L, Jeff Bezos, because you're not getting that contract. All right, so just please grow up and actually create an orbital class Starship, not Starship. Create an orbital class rocket. Then maybe we'll let you have the contract. But right now, NASA has made the right choice, and SpaceX proved themselves they can do it. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. Subscribe to me on YouTube if you enjoyed my content. Anyways, have a nice day, and see ya. Peace.